A new chapter of IEEE-eta kappa. I'm Huang Shaoying, and I have been appointed as a faculty advisor of this new chapter. I would like to recognize several special guests here today. Professor Howard Michel, right here, the IEEE President and CEO. Professor Lim Sek Chun, Associate Provost of Student Affairs, Technology Design, SUTD. And Ms. Corina Tong, Senior Director of Department of Marketing and Communication at SUTD. I'd like to recognize the charter members who have worked to make this new chapter a reality and who have been inducted into membership today. Please stand and be recognized. Also, I would like to specifically recognize the student officers of this new chapter who have worked closely with each other and with myself and the IEEE-eta kappa headquarters, and to thank them for their effort. So they are the chapter president, Li Weijian, chapter vice president, Song Meiyu, treasurer, Yi Zhenkang, Recording Secretary, Dennis Lee, Technical Officer, Sewing Lau, and IT Officer, Hao Long. Again, thanks to all the officers and their special effort to make this new chapter reality. For the past few months, the team has been working on various events to promote electrical engineering and computer science. For example, the team has co-authored an undergrad level circuits and electronics module project exhibition with the course instructors. Also, the team has volunteered their time to the university teaching assistant for the same module over the period of one academic semester. Meanwhile, they are also working with the SUTD Office of Administration closely to plan for an outreaching workshop which focus on electromagnetics for Anderson Junior College students. Here are some pictures that showing their preparation for this electromagnetic workshop. The faculty advisor role is to guide and offer suggestions to the chapter member and officers. But it's the student officers and members who undertake the initiative and who do other work to make a prosperous and active chapter. I'm honored to serve as a faculty advisor for this new chapter. At this time, I would like to introduce Professor Lim Sek Chun, Associate Provost of Student Affairs of SUTD, to give us an opening speech.
Professor Howard Mitchell, colleagues and students, good morning. My heartiest congratulations to the student members and the faculty advisor for finally arriving at this point. The goal of having an active IEEE-eta kappa chapter as SUTD has been discussed at length for some time, and I'm very happy to see this happening today. Having an active local chapter of IEEE-eta kappa as SUTD, and the progress of starting a new chapter have also been discussed throughout the year with my colleague Professor Bakin Leong. We are all aware of the benefits that having such a chapter will mean for SUTD and for engineering pillars, and most importantly, for the students themselves. This new chapter will provide special opportunities for closer faculty-student relationship and interactions. It will provide increased opportunities for students to work together with other students and within their own governance structure that will help build needed skills for life that are not necessarily taught in a formal classroom environment. IEEE-eta kappa will provide many opportunities to put some of the knowledge and skills that they have acquired in the classroom into various projects and goals that are not just assignments to be turned in for a grade. Fully aware of the various benefits it could bring to the engineering student community at SUTD, we heartily endorse and support the formation of this new chapter of IEEE-eta kappa at SUTD. At this point, I would like to thank the IEEE-eta Kappa organization for their help and support over the past few months as we undertook the steps towards making today a reality. Again, congratulations to the student members involved and Dr. Huang Xiaoying, especially for their hard work and extra effort in establishing this chapter at SUT. Thank you.
At this point, I would like to introduce Professor Howard Michel, representing the IEEE-eta Kappa organization, who will formally install our new chapter. Professor Michel is the current president of IEEE. He has been a member of IEEE for more than 4 decades, holding a variety of leadership positions, including Vice President of the Member Geography Activities, MGA, where he led efforts to enhance IEEE members and volunteer communities. In addition to his effort within MGA, Professor Michel also chaired the Public Visibility Committee that create IEEE Advancing Technology for Humanity tagline. Professor Michel also has been a member of the faculty of University of Dayton and is currently at the University of Massachusetts at Dartmouth, where he has graduated 3 PhD students and 35 master students. In addition, he's a consultant for the U.S. Department of Defense and private industry, specializing in the area embedded system, avionics, instrumentation, and system engineering. He has authored and published dozens of papers and conferences on intelligent system, artificial neural network, and optical computing. He also holds patents for the distributed thermic and acoustic sensor system for detecting low-flying aircraft and an advanced artificial neural network based on high-frequency analog signals. Professor Michel, please.
Thank you. So today is a great day. The purpose of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu is to honor and recognize individuals for their excellence in electrical and computer engineering and the IEEE designated fields of interest. And today we're doing just that. Today we will recognize a select group of students for their contribution and achievements by inducting them into the IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, the first honor society of the IEEE in electrical and computer engineering and IEEE designated fields of interest. But even more important, today we are establishing a new chapter which will provide the ability to continue to honor and recognize many more students from the Singapore University of Technology and Design over the years that follow. More than 100 years ago, in the fall of 1904, Eta Kappa Nu was founded by a small group of electrical engineering students at the University of Illinois. These students did not have an existing chapter on campus, but they saw the need and a purpose, and through their hard work went about creating the foundation for such an organization. The prospective members here before us today are very much like that original group of students. They're doing something more than just carrying on the chapter traditions from year to year. They looked around and saw a need here on campus for this type of organization, and without the benefit of previous members or officers to guide them, undertook the efforts to create a new chapter where none previously existed. The original group of students, 10 in number, spent many meetings back in 1904 discussing what this new organization might be. They recognized the need for an electrical engineering honor society where there were no discipline-specific honor societies for any of the various fields of engineering. Yet our founders recognized the need for such an electrical engineering honor society and set about laying the foundations. Many years later, other engineering disciplines viewed the success of this Eta Kappa Nu organization and began establishing their own honor societies for other engineering disciplines. At the end of the first year of its existence, the founders realized that for their full vision for Eta Kappa Nu to unfold, that the organization must include many other universities and not just their own chapter. They put in place the concept of a National Executive Council to oversee all chapters and designated their own university as the Alpha Chapter. After Alpha Chapter was on a solid footing by electing a new group of student juniors to carry on, the founders turned their attention to expansion and established new chapters in other universities. The first expansion chapter was Beta Chapter, established at Purdue University, and representatives from the newly formed National Executive Council went there to formally install the chapter. Today, that tradition continues in a most special and important way. While IEEE-eta Kappa Nu is establishing its 239th chapter here at SUTD, which we call Mu Epsilon Chapter. A chapter can't exist without members, and members can't be inducted if there's no chapter. Today we'll have a group of prospective members who will become charter members of the new Mu Epsilon Chapter. First, we will formally install the new Mu Epsilon Chapter here at SUTD, and then we will proceed with the formal induction ceremony to induct the new members into this new chapter and its current members. At this time, as the appointed representative from IEEE-eta Kappa Nu headquarters, I'm placing around my shoulders a stole. We have a stole? I guess not. No. So we'll skip that paragraph. IEEE-eta Kappa Nu governance documents set forth 3 requirements for the establishment of a new chapter. The first requirement is that the school must offer an undergraduate or graduate degree in any of IEEE designated fields of interest, and that program must be accredited. The IEEE-eta Kappa Nu headquarters must receive a signed letter by the Associate Provost of SUTD indicating that these programs exist and are accredited. I have here the letter sent by Professor Pei King Lung to the IEEE-eta Kappa Nu office certifying such accreditations. Fortunately, Professor Lung cannot be here today. Professor Lim Si Chung is Professor and Associate Provost of Student Affairs at Singapore University of Technology and Design. Would you please step forward and certify the accreditation of this program to offer by SUTD?
Yes, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Chung. The second requirement is that the formation of the new chapter must be endorsed and supported by all levels of the university. IEEE-eta Kappa Nu headquarters must receive a letter signed by all these individuals indicating their support for the IEEE-eta Kappa Nu organization to exist on campus. I have here the letter signed by freshman students Bo Lee Hong Long, Tai Hong Wen, Chia Yang Jin, Engineering Product Development senior students M. Severith Nya, Fu Shen Lu, Ruben Wang Bron Wen, Engineering Product Development graduate students Zhao Wenxin, Liang Zhao Shi, and Ren Jinghua, indicating their support for the formation of the new chapter. Professor Chen Chun is Professor and Associate Provost of Student Affairs at Singapore University of Design and Technology. Would you please step forward and certify the administration's support for the formation of the Eta Kappa Nu chapter on this campus?
Yes, Professor Cho, we fully, the administration will fully support the formation of this chapter.
Thank you, Professor Chen. The third requirement is that there must be a minimum of 8 students who are eligible to become Eta Kappa Nu members and who desire to start the new chapter. Assistant Professor Wang Xiao Ying, as faculty advisor for this new prospective chapter, would you please step forward and certify that we have a minimum of 8 eligible student members to start this new chapter?
Yes, Professor Michelle, today we have 11 students who have met the qualification for membership into IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, who desire to form this new chapter and become charter members. These students have worked diligently over the past several months to set up this new chapter. Once established, will assume the responsibility to keep the chapter functioning.
So now I would like to pass the stage to the incoming president, Lee Kai-jen.
This meeting will please come to order. My name is Li Weijian, the incoming president of the Mu Epsilon Chapter of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. I shall now introduce the officers of the new Epsilon Chapter. First, we have So Mei Yu, the incoming Chapter Vice President, Yi Zhen Kang, the incoming Treasurer, Denise Lee, the incoming Recording Secretary, Sherwin Lau, the incoming Technical Officer, and Hong Long, the incoming IT Officer. In honor of the great thinkers that built the foundation upon which the fields associated with IEEE-eta kappa nu are based, our induction panel will speak as these pioneers might have spoken to you on the occasion of your initiation. While listing all of the great contributors to our fields would be impractical, we will today honor the following individuals: Charles Wheatstone, William Gilbert, John Bardeen, Grace Hopper, Michael Faraday, Charles Babbage, Nikola Tesla, James Clerk Maxwell, Edith Clark, and Thomas Edison. Members of IEEE-eta kappa nu and guests, I'm informed that there are presently 11 candidates for initiation. Our recording secretary, Denise Lee, will now speak on behalf of Charles Wheatstone, whose inventions serve as our organization's emblem. Are these candidates worthy and well qualified?
They are. Their qualifications have been reviewed, and I can vouch that each possesses the 3 qualities that we seek to recognize: scholarship, character, and attitude. Scholarship includes outstanding traditional academic abilities. However, these abilities must be complemented by a good supply of common sense to make the acquired knowledge, information, and ideas more useful. Initiates must possess unimpeachable character. They must exhibit sound judgment and both the capacity and willingness for hard work. Finally, initiates must possess a positive attitude. This includes a positive outlook on life, a congenial nature, and the ability to work in harmony with all people.
These qualities are indeed what we wish to honor.
Members of IEEE-eta kappa nu, I now present the candidates for induction into the Mu Epsilon Chapter of IEEE-eta kappa nu. Professor Huang Shaoying, Li Weijian, Yi Zhen Kang, Denise Lee, Sherwin Lau, Hong Long, Mr. Liu Huaqiang, Ng Wenxian, Cai Ruihe, Tai Hongwen, Tiu Weili, and Fu Shenluo. These candidates, having been elected by Mu Epsilon Chapter of IEEE-eta kappa nu, have expressed their desire to be initiated into this organization.
Candidates, your records have been examined and the members of this chapter have observed your conduct. You have been found to possess the 3 qualities this organization seeks to recognize. We meet here together to inform you of these qualities and to instruct you in the purposes, objectives, and ideals of the IEEE-eta kappa nu. In admitting you into IEEE-eta kappa nu, we are conferring upon you the highest honor that is within our power to bestow. Our corresponding secretary, Denise Lee, will now speak on behalf of William Gilbert, who published on the magnet and magnetic bodies and on the great magnet, the Earth, in 1600. This book detailed his studies of static electricity using amber and was the first to call its effect the electric force, leading historians to name him the first electrical engineer.
The purpose of IEEE-eta kappa nu is best stated by the first section of our operations manual. To encourage excellence in education for the benefit of the public by recognizing individuals who have conferred honor upon engineering educations, by distinguished scholarship, activities, leadership, and exemplary character as students in electrical or computer engineering, or by their attainments in the field of electrical or computer engineering. It was for that reason that Maurice L. Carr, a student at the University of Illinois, together with 9 others who shared his faith in such aims, founded the first chapter of IEEE-eta kappa nu at Urbana, Illinois on October 28, 1904. The growth of Eta Kappa Nu over the past century demonstrates the value of these purposes. This development was strengthened by integration into IEEE, enabling the extension of the organization's goals around the world. IEEE-eta kappa nu now comprises more than 200 chapters and has inducted over 200,000 members. This growth is an extension of the efforts of the founders and succeeding officers and members of the IEEE-eta kappa nu in the important work of preserving this organization. This importance derives from the high ideals of which you are soon to hear and from which this organization honors and propagates. These qualities are both requisite for success in electrical and computer engineering and related areas, and for happiness in one's life as a whole. To propagate these values, IEEE-eta Kappa Nu demands that its members possess and exercise all three qualities identified before.
We will now discuss the three central ideals of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. Regarding the first quality, scholarship, our Treasurer Yi Zhenkang will speak on behalf of John Bardeen, an electrical engineer and the only individual to receive 2 Nobel Prizes in physics.
The first step taken in ascertaining the eligibility of persons for membership in the IEEE-eta Kappa Nu is that of determining their scholastic record. You have proved yourselves to be more than ordinary students, ranking in the upper 1/4 of your junior class or in the upper 1/3 of your senior class. However, grades are not the perfect test of a person. Beyond this scholastic test, IEEE-eta Kappa Nu searches even further into people for common sense. How do they conduct themselves in unfamiliar situations? How do they proceed to use their equipments and tools in performing their work? Do they have ingenuity? Are their ideas practical and feasible? Do they have the necessary imagination for visualizing the complex problems of their domain and for seeing new solutions to those problems? Do they have the communication skills to articulate these solutions to their organizations? You have been measured by questions such as these, and we have concluded that in addition to your scholastic abilities, you have a good supply of this common sense. Now, with your membership in IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, comes a further challenge to improve your methods of thinking, to improve your resourcefulness, to improve your scholastic records. IEEE-eta Kappa Nu wishes to foster the growth of your scholastic achievements and your present good supply of common sense, allowing you to develop yourselves towards the objective of excellence in your future professional careers.
As you have been informed, the scholastic requirements for a member of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu are rigorous. They are meant not only as a test for membership, but as a guide for future conduct as well. Further emphasizing this aspect of membership in this organization, our Vice President So Mary will now speak on behalf of Grace Hopper, a computer scientist and developer of the first software compiler and the first programming language, regarding the second quality we seek in our members, character.
To make a success of any project, whether it be a college education or a professional career, requires one common quality: character, including honesty, ethical behavior, sound judgment, and a willingness to perform hard and occasionally disagreeable work. Remember that no full permanent success can be attained by taking the path of least resistance. You may temporarily achieve seemingly desirable results by slovenly methods, by taking credit not due you, or by refusing to assume responsibility for a task properly yours. But do not forget that slothfulness, deceit, and irresponsibility in your character are nearly always discovered. One purpose of the duties you have performed as a part of the candidate process was to determine whether your character includes the capacity for hard work. As an IEEE-eta Kappa Nu member, you have been marked as having superior talents and will ultimately receive extensive education and training. But given these advantages, do not make the false assumption that the world owes you a living. On the contrary, the members of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu believe it is your responsibility to society to aid and assist whenever the need for something that exists that is within your power to give. Rather than complain about an uninteresting or routine job, you must make the most of the materials you have at hand and strive always to produce as creditable a product as is possible. In IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, you will be asked to share the work and responsibilities of running the organization. You will find this an opportunity to gain new experience and new confidence in yourself, an opportunity to improve your chapter, your organization, your community, and yourself. Cultivate your character and your capacity and willingness for hard work.
The second of the central ideals of membership in IEEE-eta Kappa Nu has now been explained. Speaking on behalf of Michael Faraday, one of the greatest experimentalists in electromagnetics, our faculty advisor, Assistant Professor Huang Shaoying, will now explain the third quality, a positive attitude.
You are, for the most part, as others see you. The attribute you present to others reflect your attitude on life and reflect upon you, your education and your career. Successful professionals reflect positively on their alma mater and their profession, both in their manner and demeanor. They are congenial, modest, and dependable. They are tolerant of the ideas and practices of others. They are unselfish, they display tact in their dealing with their colleagues, and they are good listeners as well as skillful communicators. These attributes reflect your attitude on life. All people have this attribute to some degree, but unfortunately, many do not cultivate or choose to apply them. Your election to IEEE-eta Kappa Nu reflect our hope and belief that you have them, that you possess a positive attitude with a congenial nature and the adaptability for work in harmony with others, whether as a leader or contributor. Your membership serves as a means for you to grow this attribute as you interact with others, setting a strong example and reflecting well on those who have contributed to your career.
Now that we have explained the qualities that were required for you to be elected to membership in IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, our technical officer Sherwin Lau will speak on behalf of Charles Babbage, the father of modern computing, to explain what we in turn expect of you.
IEEE-eta Kappa Nu expect nothing of you that you cannot, in honor, give to it. In no manner does it seek to take the place or function of any other society or organization. You honor IEEE-eta Kappa Nu by providing yourself worthy of the honors that other organizations have to bestow. You have been elected to membership with confidence that yours are safe hands into which we may commit the direction and leadership of this chapter when it's left to you. We ask that by your influence and example, you lead other members of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, display the emblem of this organization with modesty, as a sign that you have exhibited these three central ideas of membership as a reminder to yourself and to other members of the responsibilities of each member of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. This organization now provides another channel for effecting better cooperation between faculty and student leaders in the work of improving your departments, your school, your community, and your professions. You now have an added opportunity to develop closer relations with outstanding members of your fields. Above all, you have now a new means by which to improve yourself. Fulfill the obligations imposed upon you by your election into IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, and by doing so, you will make yourself a better professional and citizen.
Having described to you the expectations placed on you by IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, we will now explain the various elements of the organization's coat of arms, our emblem, and their historical significance. We will begin with me, who will speak on behalf of Nikola Tesla, whose work forms the basis of AC electric power and wireless transmission. Then, the Vice President So Mei-yu will speak for James Clerk Maxwell, whose mathematical formulations of electromagnetic theory pervade the fields associated with IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. Our recording secretary Denise Lee will follow, on behalf of Edith Clark, the first woman to be employed as an electrical engineer and also the first to hold the position of professor in that discipline. We will then close with our treasurer Yi Zhenkang, speaking for Thomas Edison, prolific inventor and prominent businessman. On the screen is the coat of arms of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. On the top is the Wheatstone Bridge, followed by the caduceus, the silver band, the hand of Jupiter, and the ribbon. The caduceus, one of Mercury, who was the messenger of Jupiter, was preferred by our founder, Maurice Carr, as a symbol of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. But another and older profession already had selected this symbol. Therefore, upon the honor point of the shield is placed the caduceus as a memorial to him who founded this organization, in which so many now enjoy membership. Its field is scarlet, symbolizing the zeal with which Maurice Carr projected his idea. The mighty hand of Jupiter was selected as being symbolic of the founding chapter with a blade of lightning for each of the 10 founder members. The field is blue, typifying the loyalty with which they perform their task.
The band of of silver has been charged with 3 cubes of magnetite to represent and thus remind you of our 3 central ideas. The shield is crested with a wheatstone bridge with the IEEE-eta kappa nu colors of scarlet and navy blue entwined beneath. At the center of the bridge is the galvanometer that senses when the balance is achieved. It bears the early Greek form of the letters eta, kappa, and nu. The wheatstone bridge is our emblem. Though simple, the bridge is a precision electrical instrument capable of determining the value of an unknown element when knowing the values of the other 3 bridge elements. The significant analogy drawn from it for IEEE-eta kappa nu is the fact that only when the bridge is adjusted to be in perfect balance is the desired solution obtained. This is what we strive for as members of eta kappa nu, to lead a balanced life, a life in which scholarship, character, and attitude are jointly developed. When these 3 are properly balanced in the wheatstone bridge, then the unknown, success, is determined. Remember then, when you look at the IEEE-eta kappa nu emblem, that the wheatstone bridge is a symbolic of a balanced person.
In early Greece, there was a philosopher, a scientist in our day, who discovered that if a piece of amber was rubbed with a cloth, the philosopher experienced a phenomenon that could not be explained. We know this phenomenon as static electricity. The Greek name for amber is electron. Written using early forms of the Greek letters, we obtain eta, lambda, epsilon, kappa, tau, rho, omicron, nu. From this word, the English language derives the word electricity. From this name, we have further derived the words electron and electronic, and from this name, our organization derives its name. We use the first, the fourth, and the last letters, namely eta, kappa, nu.
The emblem of the eta kappa nu is the wheatstone bridge. The aspect ratio of the eta kappa nu bridge symbol is 1.414 in recognition of the importance of the square root of 2 in your fields. The bridge is formed into a key by adding a top loop and a bottom stem. The bridge may be displayed as a key and also displayed in a form without the top loop and bottom stem, as jewelry or in print.
Candidates, you have heard the 3 central ideals associated with a successful member of IEEE-eta kappa nu. You have demonstrated all 3 of these qualities: scholarship, character, and attitude. I now ask you to promise that, to the best of your ability, you will continue to develop your intelligence and common sense in college and in your practice as a professional. Continue to develop your character in positive ways. Always practice honesty and ethical behavior. Develop good judgment. Always work hard and never take the path of least resistance. Continue to develop a positive attitude about life. Always be tolerant, tactful, and respectful. Do you candidates promise these things? If so, as individuals, one after the other, beginning with me, please raise your right hand and answer, I do. I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. I do.
I do.
I do.
You do.
Now that you have signified your willingness to foster our 3 central ideals, I will administer the binding pledge that is required of every member of IEEE-eta kappa nu. Hold up your right hand and repeat after me. I sincerely promise that I will live up to.
I sincerely promise that I will live up to,
In word and in deed,
in word and in deed,
the principles for which IEEE-eta kappa nu stands.
the principles for which IEEE-eta kappa nu stands.
To the members now and to those to come after.
To the members now and those to come after,
I bind myself to the tactful observance of these promises.
I bind myself to the tactful observance of these promises.
I give my solemn word of honor.
I give my solemn word of honor.
I now request that our Vice President So Mei to conduct the candidates so they may sign the membership book. Mei please. I would also like to invite Professor Michelle to the stage to give out the sealed certificate of membership to the members. Also, Professor Michelle will be extending to each of the members the right hand of fellowship and to declare them a fully inducted member of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. Professor Michelle, please.
So I announce the first member, charter member, is Li Weijian.
Congratulations.
The next member is So Mei Yu.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Next member, Yi Zhen Kang. So,
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
next member, Denise Lee.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Sherwin Lau Ziyuan.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Hong Long.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Mr. Liu.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Ng Wen Xian.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Cai Rui He.
Congratulations.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Tai Hong Wen.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3.
Tiong Wei.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3.
Fu Shen Luo.
Congratulations.
1, 2. Thank you.
And last but not least, our faculty advisor, Professor Huang Xiaoying.
Congratulations.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Michelle. By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of the Mu Epsilon Chapter of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, I declare you duly inducted members of our organization. In token of your membership, I place in your hand a certificate that bears the seal of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu and the signatures of the proper officers testifying to your induction into this society. Members of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu, remember well what has been transpired here this afternoon and see that it is faithfully transmitted to future generations of members at the Mu Epsilon Chapter. We welcome you into the IEEE-eta Kappa Nu. This 14 December 2015 induction meeting of Mu Epsilon Chapter of IEEE-eta Kappa Nu is now concluded. I thank all of you for your participation in this ceremony. Last but not least, I would like to invite Professor Lim Se Chun to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Professor Howard Michelle.
Thank you.
Great.
This is the end of our ceremony. Thank you for joining us for this ceremony today. So now we have a photo taking session.
For all the charter members with other guests.
Wenqing, let's get one inside first.
Oh.
Yes, sure.
Sorry, you want to send the presidential center? Okay.
Okay.